welcome to another episode of Conversations and Connections. Of course, we're the official podcast of the Family Crisis Center of East Texas. I'm Stuart Burson, the prevention coordinator for the agency. And today, Jordan LaCaille, the student life and orientation coordinator for Angelina College, is with us in the mobile podcast studio. Hey, Jordan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you guys are listening to this. I hope you're having a great day.
And Jordan and the agency, especially the prevention team, we have a very long and very healthy relationship with each other. Jordan is our main contact for just about everything that, at least prevention-wise and activities and events that we have tables at Angelina College, and any type of programming we do. The majority of that is kind of either, if not fully coordinated by Jordan. Jordan really helps us out, and Jordan's always making sure we get invited to everything. And so I appreciate that. Of course, we haven't had as much stuff going on the past year and a half, but hopefully that's going to change again, getting back to what was normal.
A semblance of normalcy would be nice, something like that.
But I wanted Jordan to come on to the program to just kind of talk a little bit about what she does and how our prevention programming, and even beyond prevention, but everything that the agency does kind of ties in with Angelina College. So, Jordan, first of all, so student life and orientation coordinator. I think since I have your business card, I think that title has changed since then. So, what exactly are your responsibilities with this title at Angelina College?
Yeah, I always tell people that my title is a tad bit deceiving. It encompasses quite a few things. It's all things student affairs, and that's accommodations, that is international student affairs, international student programming, that's the Student Emergency Aid Fund, Angelina College Perks. Anything you can think of. If you need a service, come find me, and if you can't get if I don't have what you need, then I definitely can find who you need to get to.
And that's what we use you a lot for that. Jordan may not be the person we need to contact for some of the things, but she will find out. But
yeah,
who
by
that
gum,
is.
I will find the person.
So a lot of different things, and of course, just recently, you've taken on the responsibilities of conducting orientation for Angelina College, new students at AC as well.
Yes, that was something I took on probably, I want to say 3 years ago, but it's definitely changed due to COVID and things of that nature. So right now, everything is completely online. So we're going to see how, getting back to school, I've got the first day of school jitters. It's so weird, like being gone for a year and a half and this whole new crop of students is coming in. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope they like me. Like, I hope they like what we're doing. So hopefully we can get back to, like we said, a semblance of normalcy.
And so you're starting to work, you're back on campus again now, right?
Yes, we were back on campus May 24th full time. They were very prudent about us working from home for as long as we felt comfortable until they don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable while they're at work. So I was like, get me that vaccine, and I want to get back to face-to-face. I want to do whatever I can do.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. Before we were recording, Jordan and I were both talking about how we're looking forward to doing things on campus again, actually face-to-face in front of students.
Or just having a life
everything.
In general.
Well, that's true,
mentioning
too.
The Astros game, I was like, wow, going to a baseball game sounds great.
I know, right? Does sound good. So, again, we work a lot with you when it comes to trainings and on-campus events and things like that. Of course, I think it helps us a whole lot because it seems like the Family Crisis Center's message, especially prevention-wise, I think you have a heart for that. So how important is it to you for Angelina College students to hear what the Family Crisis Center has to tell them about healthy relationships and dating violence and things like that?
Well, it's so vital because I don't think that all of our students know all the resources that you guys have available to them. That's number one. But number two is them knowing that they might have grown up in a situation where abuse or unhealthy relationships is normal. And to them, that's what life is supposed to look like. But you guys are there to break that habit or help break that cycle. So making sure that students know what all you guys can do for them is what's important to us, because obviously we have limited resources as well. Y'all have limited resources, but together we can make it happen. So that's my biggest thing with working with y'all is I just want students to know they have people in their corner. They have people that are going to be there to help them.
Yeah. So I kind of know a lot of this, but for everyone that's listening, let's talk a little bit about the different sort of events that Angelina College has done in the past to promote prevention of dating and relationship violence. Let's just talk a little bit about that.
One of my favorites, and that we do, I don't know how we came up with the idea of Duncan for domestic violence awareness, but that is by far my favorite thing that we do. And for those of you who obviously don't know what that is, we rent a dunk tank and we try to get prominent members of the community and of the campus or, student government or vice presidents or deans or whoever it is that volunteers. And it's a dunk tank, and we give people the opportunity to knock them in. But also, we have somebody there in between reading facts about domestic violence and sexual assault awareness, things of that nature. So that's a lot of fun. We've done Take Back the Night. We always try to show the hunting ground. For those of you who have not ever seen it, I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore. I think it's on Amazon Prime, maybe.
Okay.
But it's about the sexual assault epidemic that is on college campuses and how assaults go underreported and mainly unreported. But it's just an important conversation starter, I think. That I was just telling Whitney yesterday, it's important for me to make students comfortable with being uncomfortable, in the sense that we want them to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations, but have them with confidence, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And one of the things what I like about what you do is it may be an event that the main purpose may not even have anything to do with healthy relationships, but you always have that door open for us to come and attend. For instance, Jordan does this really neat thing. If you're familiar, Angelina College is a community college or a 2-year college, so it's not a big university, but they still have some students who reside on campus. You do have some dorms. And Jordan does this really neat thing every year called Grocery Bingo, where you just get some non-perishable food items, stuff that doesn't have to be refrigerated and things like that.
It's geared towards the residence hall students. So, we only have like 108, I think, is our final head count. And we do bags full of what I like to call like college kid snack food or college kid. It takes me a while to go grocery shopping for all that, but you're right. It's just stuff that requires a microwave. You don't have to refrigerate it, but students love it, and I don't know what it is, but they have so much fun playing bingo to win these grocery bags, and it's entertaining for us, but it's also a very good opportunity for them to meet y'all.
Right. So, and that's the thing. What I love about it is you always invite us to come out, and we're there, and between rounds of bingo, whatever, we'll pass out our healthy relationship information and our contact info and things like that. And again, I just think that's an awesome thing for you to do. It's an event that's not directly relate, okay, we're going to talk about relationship violence at Grocery Bingo.
But it establishes those relationships.
Exactly.
And I'm really excited too, because this year in our residence halls, we actually have, I want to say, between 25 and 30 international students representing 17 different countries, which is super exciting for us. But that'll be their first introduction to, while I'm here studying, I have access to these resources. So you guys are probably going to be the first, set of humans aside from, us on campus that they're going to interact with.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, it's just things like that I again, we're so appreciative of Jordan and Angelina College for letting us to do that. And that's one of the things that I've missed in the past year and a half, is being able to go on campus. To me, and I know a lot of people have they got a taste of Zoom meetings and they may not want to go back. But to me, first of all, to me, the message that we try to give to students about healthy relationships, you can give the message via Zoom.
It requires that human interaction.
It's just so much better when you can do these activities with students on a one-on-one basis or in front of them and have this interaction. It's just a different thing.
It's true. And studies have shown that over the course of the pandemic and what's happened with students, and it's not just students, it's also, everybody that's been working from home. Zoom fatigue has been so very real. And students, especially students at the end of last semester, were so checked out. They just were at that point where it's like, I don't want to go to a virtual thing anymore. I don't want to do anything virtual. I want to see people. And that's why I think as many people got excited about graduation as they did, because we were able to figure out a COVID-safe way to do graduation. And I had so many kids thank me afterwards because they were just so excited to be able to do something in person, especially something that was so important to them. But luckily we were at a place where it was safe to do that.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the unique challenges, I guess you can say, about working with students at Angelina College. I just know from our prevention work, because we do prevention work all over the community, and of course at Angelina College and at SFA, at Stephen F. Austin State, there in Nacogdoches. And, trying to reach out to students sometimes at a 2-year commuter college is just a whole lot different than trying to reach out to university students.
100%.
Yeah, and what has your experience been with that? Because I think about twice a year we have a little meeting at your office. Okay, what are we going to do this year? How are we going to reach out to these students?
It's interesting because a 4-year university, you tend to get like a typical demographic of specific students, especially like with the on-campus populations, things of that nature. I don't know what SFA's on-campus is I know it was lower this year because of COVID. But obviously it's way more than 108 students who primarily are 108 students are also athletes that are in the residence hall. So what we have is many non-traditional students that are just kind of flying through, getting their courses done, don't necessarily want to be involved. They might have full-time jobs, might have kids, might have families they're taking care of, which obviously, we understand that. But it's just trying to find what is like the secret to getting everybody catching everybody, getting them involved. And then, you take to account that all these different class modalities are happening. You've got face-to-face, you've got hybrid courses. We're going to have some new ones called High Flex. Then there's the all online. So how do we reach those all online students? How do we reach somebody that's out, in the edge of Newton that doesn't want to come, or when they come to campus, they don't want to stay because they have, and however long of a drive back. There's just a lot of factors playing into that. So we just do the best we can.
Right. Well, one of the things I will say that I like about doing certain things at Angelina College, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same going forward, is that between 10:30 and noon, there's that common break that everyone has.
And everybody can gather. I think it's 10:50 to 11:25.
Okay.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's the time frame. But yeah, nobody has class right now.
But I like that because that's when you're probably going to catch most everybody between classes, milling around or what have you. I know sometimes it's a challenge to do things. Hey, let's have this movie screening at 6:00, and a lot of times people that go to Angelina College, they're, like you said, they're getting dinner ready for the kids, or they're doing more probably adulting stuff,
or they're running off to work.
Yeah,
there's
things like that.
Exactly.
So it's a little tougher. I know.
It is
more challenging, I should say.
It can be, but I think that if COVID has taught us anything, it is that there are certain things that we can do virtually that can be successful. Yeah. So maybe it's time to reevaluate some of the things that we do and think, okay, well, that may not work this way, but would it work this way? So that's, something we can look at doing. But you're right. It's a lot different because I feel like in 4-year universities, you have the ability to you have a captive audience. Like, you have residence hall people that you have hall directors, assistant hall directors, you have CAs telling all of those 450 students in that dorm, you must come do this, or you must be a part of this, or you must come listen to this. And we don't have that, we will have somebody that will implement, obviously, rules and things of that nature, but we don't have that type of captive audience because, soccer might be gone when we need to do something because of, their season, or baseball might be gone, softball might be gone. So it's really hard trying to, like, balance it all out.
Right. So, do you think things are different now on college campuses than, say, 10 years ago, as far as the ability to, and I guess we kind of, in a way, have already kind of touched on this in our what we've just talked about, in ways to reach students and getting to the students and student accessibility to our message? Is it better, or do you think it's more challenging?
As somebody that was I was a junior in college 10 years ago, I can say that technology has played such a big role in that, because back when I was in college, I didn't get a smartphone with internet capabilities till I was a junior in college. So now, we have like 6-7-year-olds that have iPhones, but there's all these different platforms that we can get at people, like Instagram, Twitter. For us oldies, there's Facebook,
I know.
TikTok, Snapchat. Like, there's so many ways you can push that message and hope that people can see it.
I was informed by kids at the Boys and Girls Club the other day that Facebook is for old people.
Yes, I was told that too. But it's funny. I tell them, I tell them that when I was graduating high school, MySpace was for high schoolers, and that Facebook was for college kids. So that once I graduated high school, I was allowed to make. You
graduated from MySpace to Facebook.
Exactly.
Wow. Of course, when I was a junior in college, it was like, what's a cell phone?
Yeah, there's like don't get me wrong, there's still the traditional paper that people, there are learners that are very tactile that would prefer to have a handout or prefer to see that paper.
Yeah.
So we do have like bulletin boards and stuff that we hang things on, and I know at SFA that was the main thing when I was in college, was I would find it from that or from email. And something we have learned is people don't like to check their email or respond. Like, and by people, students, please check your emails.
Well, and I found out also a lot of students, most college students now are supplied an email address through the university or through the college, and a lot of students don't check that.
I will say, every student that I encounter when I'm helping them, I teach them the ability of forwarding their email to their personal email, because our students have a Google platform account, so we give them access to like Google Drive, all that with their account, but I can set it up to forward it to their personal email so that they're not checking 700 emails and missing stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, I've known you since I've been with the agency now, which is going on. Oh, wow.
We're getting old, man.
Almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in September.
I just had my 5-year anniversary with AC in beginning of May. Yeah, beginning of May.
So I feel like I know you, and we're Facebook friends and stuff, but I still, a lot of stuff I don't know about Jordan. So, let's just talk a little bit about you just really quick. Where are you from?
Oh, I am from a place that most people have never heard of. I'm from a very small town outside of Austin called Thorndale, population 1,366. I graduated in a class of, I believe, 43, maybe 44. And I'm a first-generation college student. Most people don't know. I'm also a first-generation Texan. Most people don't know that either, because my parents are originally from Iowa, although they claim that they're Texans because they've been here longer than they lived in Iowa. But where I'm from, we're situated right between UT and A&M, and I had the pick of where I wanted to go, and I could have sworn I told my mom, I'm going to A&M, Mom. I'm gonna be an Aggie. Well, I'm from a small town. It's probably probably not going to work out. So what my mom did was, her best friend actually went to SFA. So shout out to Stacy Feller. Thank you for forcing me to come visit SFA. But my mom said, I'll take you to A&M to visit if you go to SFA to visit too. And I was like, where is this SFA? I don't even know, because, it's 3.5 hours away. But Mom took me to A&M, and I was immediately overwhelmed. Just the whole year. I don't want to say you're just a number. I understand. I know there's an Aggie culture. Me and a coworker were talking about this the other day. I love people that can get in, but that was just not my thing, because it was just overwhelmingly too big. And then I came to visit SFA, and I like stepped out of the car, and I had like one of those movie moments where I was like, oh my God, this is where I'm supposed to go to school. I love it.
You could hear the angels singing.
It was weird. I'd never,
this beam of light shone on you. And
I tell students that all the time. I say, you really need to visit your campus, or visit the campuses you want to go to, because you might on paper think that they're going to be perfect. And then you get there and you're like, this is not my vibe. Like that. And that's kind of what happened. And of course I had to go back through, and Dad wasn't with me, and Dad was like, well, if you're going to move so far away, I want to go visit too. So we came back, and he was like, okay, I approve. So graduated in 2009 from high school, went to SFA. And as you guys can tell, I never left East Texas. Oh, well, I did for like a minute, but I graduated with my bachelor's in psych and special education in 2013, and then with my master's of arts and student affairs and higher education in 2015. And currently, gosh, this is crazy to say this, I'm working on my doctorate in educational leadership with a focus in higher education, and it's a lot of reading, guys. But when I was in college, when I was in my bachelor's degree is when I realized I really wanted to work in I wanted to work with students, and I just was trying to figure out in what capacity. And I thought it was teaching, and bless every teacher's heart. They deserve a Medal of Honor. They deserve $1 million pay a year, because it takes a very special person, very special patience to teach. And that just wasn't my journey. And once I figured out that student affairs was like a thing you could get paid for, which sounds wild, I didn't understand, that I got to work with students kind of like teaching, but it's not structured like that. It's what we call hidden curriculum. Again, something I've applied from what I'm learning right now. I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. This is so cool. And so when I was in my master's program, I did a internship with, then it was Career Services. Now it's the Center for Career and Professional Development at SFA, which gave me a lot of backstory and like how things work behind the scenes in student affairs, but also my internships. I was so lucky at SFA. Well, it's a curse and a blessing, because of the amount of intern hours I had to do. It was like 300, which is a lot because it was based out of counseling. I was able to intern with the Office of Student Rights and Responsibilities, counseling, with student engagement, with orientation, with leadership and service. I was able to kind of like dip my toe into every single thing to understand not just programming, but services. Yeah. And so from there, I ended up I graduated, and I ended up back in Georgetown, back home area in the Austin area for about a year, working as a recruiter for the University of Houston, Victoria. But that's kind of when I realized I love working with students at all, like throughout their entire career. And what was happening was I was helping these kids, building these relationships, sending them off to UHV, and then never knowing what was happening because I wasn't on campus. And that made me really sad. And I was like, I want a career, I want a position where I can see them from start to finish and see where it goes and be able to help them throughout every part of it. And I was also I love Austin, near and dear to my heart. Keep Austin weird. I'm all about it. But I had enough of it. And so I thought maybe this might be, endgame. I'd end up back in Austin, but I missed East Texas. I know everybody listening that's from East Texas, you're going to be like, you missed here? What? But it was like very serendipitous that I just kind of opened up something, and I saw the job that I currently have posted, and I was like, is this a sign? So I applied in March, interviewed in April, and started in May. And here we are 5 years later.
Right. Well, Jordan, thank you so much. I really love our conversation. I love folks who are on the podcast who are as loud as I am.
Oh yeah, I can't control it. It's not I've told everybody when they're like, you gotta tone it. I'm like, it's a personality trait. I can't change it at this point.
Well, again, Jordan, thank you so much. Jordan LaCaille, the Angelina College Student Life and Orientations Coordinator. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you have any comments about our podcast, you can email us. Our email address is conversationsandconnections@fccet.com. And also, if you feel like you need our services, or if you have any questions, you need to get into contact us through the phone. We do have a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week hotline. That number is 1-800-828-7233, 1-800-828-7233. And be sure to give us a subscribe. You can subscribe to us via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or the podcast service of your choice. And remember, be the voice, if not for you, for someone else.